He's at every disadvantage to go, except for the fact that he's got heart and he wants to do it.
I think his biggest thing right now about qualifying is he's up against 20-year-olds or like 18-year-olds.
I'm still 40 pounds heavier than most of the other guys, so every 7 pounds in theory is a horsepower, so I've got a negative. That in about 35 years on some of them, so there's a couple negatives in there, but I'm just shooting for the stars.
Motocross is, I'd say it's the most physically demanding sport out there. It's super tough for me to get into shape, and stay in shape is the most hard part. I can't imagine what it's like for Justyn. Like he's an old man. He's getting up there.
I mean, there's a whole aspect to that of like, even just age-related things like his knees being bad or whatever, and younger kids don't have that.
I would say I think the numbers for elite athletes, I think 100% of the NFL teams have a chiropractor on staff. And somewhere in the high 70s, NHL, basketball, baseball, they all, you know, most of the top golfers in the world, they have chiropractors on staff.
Awesome. Face down.
So it's not just about getting rid of the aches and pains, it's about keeping the brain and body communicating. So when you're playing at that elite level, you're able to kind of get everything out of your body that you want. And when there are injuries, if your body's able to heal and repair faster, you're able to get back into the game more readily.
So just feeling for areas where there's a lack of normal motion.
There's not many of those, is there, Dave?
With you, I should find areas that are moving. First time I took an x-ray, there was some evidence of a fracture in his spine that I don't think he knew was there. So as we get older, all that stuff comes back to haunt you a little bit. The last time he was in, I was just asking him how do you train for the elevation in Colorado when Winnipeg is basically at sea level? And he said, well, I ride my bike and I wear a mask so I can't breathe. Who does that? You know, people with that kind of dedication, they achieve things that nobody else achieved. So the reason I think it's great that he's doing this is because he's doing things that bring him joy. Whereas a lot of people start quitting those things. You know, he's 47, I'm 50. Loads of people in my age group have stopped doing the things they love. So right now Justyn's standing on a vibration plate. So vibration travels very, very well through the spinal cord. Your cerebellum is the part of your brain that recognizes where you are in space. So after the adjustment, we have Justyn stand on the vibration plate, so it helps his brain recognize what we just did through the nervous system. So it's his brain that really does all the healing, and we want his brain to recognize everything we just did.
My life kind of revolves around the dirt bikes. It's my full-time job, so I treat that as my number one priority. Is my, eating and the training. I train probably 6 out of 7 days a week. Everything that I do revolves around how well I'll be on the bike the next time. Whether I'm having a rest day or a hard training day. I just met Justyn honestly 2 or 3 days ago. The team manager set it all up to where he's going to work with me.
My whole life I've been around the racing scene. I grew up riding dirt bikes around the yard and stuff. I mean, I didn't even have a bicycle, I had a dirt bike with training wheels. It's definitely a community in which I love being a part of. Everyone's always so welcoming, which is nice. It's a huge part of my life, and it always will be.
mechanic relationship is, you know, you got to trust the person working on your bike. To start the race, you have to have confidence in your bike, and how you have confidence in your bike is how your mechanic prepares it. So if you trust your mechanic, then it's just, you feel good when you go to the gate. You know, Justyn did a great job and handled everything great this weekend. He hustled to get me to line for the second race. We were just talking about, you know, line choices with what looked good and what was some dry areas on the track, and you know, attacking how to, you know, to preserve the bike for the race, because it's really demanding when it's this muddy. We were just discussing how to stay calm and be smart. He's been around the, you know, the motocross and I'm sure snowmobiling industry a long time, so he's got that, like, you know, he's got experience in his back pocket. I think for him, just getting time on, you know, his machine and being as prepared as possible. Hopefully the weather plays in his factor where he can get some time in the snow.
Yeah, experience is definitely one thing, but he's got, what's the word? He has a mindset that if he's gonna do something, he's gonna do it. I got home really late that night that they were stolen, and the garage door was open. And I'm the one that went and turned the lights off in the garage and closed the door. I didn't realize they were gone. So I think there was 3 boys that took them. So you can see them like walking out with 2 dirt bikes, I think maybe 3, and my mom's bicycle. It was definitely very stressful in the household that day. He started up like a whole page about like protect Portage. So he actually helped like get people's cars back that were stolen, because theft around here is getting really bad.
Yeah, I had a couple of motorcycles go missing here about 3 weeks ago, and then I had some motor issues, so to be on the bike 6 times by July, that's not too good in my eyes as far as being in shape, but I do what I do, and you know, there's certain things you can do without the bike, and that's being in the gym, so I've been doing that and just trying to keep myself ready to go for X Games. A lot of guys just go pound laps and laps and laps and laps, and they forget the gym, or they forget the yoga, or they forget the food, or, you know, there's so many pieces to this. It's not just have a fast bike and go. There's a lot more to it. I started in March. I didn't start in October for a November event. I have a gym in the basement. I don't like to go and do my stuff in the public generally, because what I do probably looks silly to most people, and it's quite extreme. So I do train in a full-on wetsuit, and then I wear this respirator while I'm doing my spin class and while I do my cardio. It's all you can do in 1 hour. It's a race. So when I start, the gate drops, I'm in the race, and it's for 1 hour, and I want to see how long I can keep my heart rate up as high as I can go. So if you can sustain 170 and up over the course of 1 hour, that's pretty tough. You're probably in pretty decent shape. So in the gym, I can get my heart rate up to 217 beats a minute. On the bike, I can get up to 221, has been my top. I also wear a heart rate monitor, so I know everything. I always have measurable results.
Most people think the motor pulls you around on your bike, but really, you're out there for 30 minutes grinding away a moto, and it's tough. Like the training, all the cardio, all the weightlifting, you need to be able to control a bike, put it exactly where you need to put it, and like pinpoint locations all throughout a moto while you're being chased by 40 other bikes.
On average, on a motocross day in the summer, it'd be about 1,800 to 2,700 calories that you'll burn. My programming is a lot of cardio, endurance. So I don't do much weight training. I am 215 pounds. The diet that's required to compete at the level of the best in the world in snow biking, it's a lot. So my wife is a big part of that.
Yeah, plant-based diet. Let's do that. No thanks. I like my protein. You're not getting protein. She's doing very well with it. She says she feels better, but she also started going to the gym right about the time she started plant-based. So I'm wondering, is it actually the gym or is it the plant-based diet?
We're back eating properly, more focused on where we're going, setting the goals, right, step by step, kind of a month at a time, kind of breaking it into bits and pieces so that we can, you know, hit our targets. I make the meals generally, my daughters help out a little bit, and then we just kind of go from there. He's monitoring all of his food on an app, and so he's able to kind of keep track of that. And the rest of it is basically in my head.
Yeah, so we're just about at Jimmy Fredrickson's place, a fellow that's been training me off and on for the last 10 years. And right shortly we'll be pulling in, and he's sold his gym and he's doing some home stuff now, so we'll be working out of a barn. It's the way we like to do it.
Jim Fredrickson and myself go back a long ways, and you know, I had been on the racing scene since '84. I believe he came around, you know, 10 or 12 years later.
He was a seasoned pro by the time I got in there, and then I was the young guy that was, you know, taking guys out.
Jimmy was just Jimmy, and he would try and put his front tire in places it shouldn't go and crash himself out, and I would laugh and I would cruise on by if he was battling with somebody else.
And then we kind of just stayed as enemies really on the track for a long time.
You know, we've had some history where we run into each other and we probably hated each other at one time. It's a pretty strong word and I don't use it often, but we probably hated each other at one time.
As we grew up and got older, you know, yeah, we just became friends, and we've been friends ever since.
That's the difference in a 200-pound guy and a 140-pound guy, right? I needed 3 motos to warm up. He could go right out of the gate.
Yeah, I was a hummingbird. Yeah, I came out of the gate hard, no.
He has a heart of gold and he's out there to help people out, but not am I going to just crush him to the point where, you know, this is now somebody I can manipulate through the gym. This is somebody I'm going to take, and I'm going to take him to the levels he wants to go to, and even further than that.
Putting together a program is really not just as simple as doing exercise. I mean, any athlete that's trying to progress or make it to the top of any sport is going to have a lot of people in his corner. You're going to need a lot of good people around you. 2, good. There's so many variables to, you know, training one athlete versus the next. So with age, it's very similar. There's a lot of different things you're looking for. You know, as stubborn as he is, he's still aging, right? So, I mean, he's definitely going against the traditional thought process of what can be done at that age, but he can do it because he's investing in himself and, you know, putting a lot of time into stretching, mobility, nutrition, sleep, spiritual health, physical health. Like it all comes together, right? We're kind of taking advantage of the whole, you know, put him in a hypoxic environment, right, to help force the adaptation of endurance. Basically what I'm doing is I'm basically starving his body of oxygen, and then when he can't take it any longer, right, I got him like 21,000 feet, and then I basically flash him with pure oxygen. So then when he nods me, then I'm gonna give him oxygen. This generator here makes altitude air. It'll fill this bag of basically the equivalent of 21,000 feet altitude. When he's depleting and he can't take it no longer, then I'll flash him with oxygen to keep him going. It helps us to be able to, you know, take a good chunk out of him today and then have him bounce out of here. Like he'll walk out of here with a jump to his step, you know what I mean? Whereas normally it would take hours to start feeling good again. 7, 8, 9, there's a lot different approach to building a beginner athlete as to someone who's been, you know, he's been an athlete his whole life. He probably would have been a professional hockey player had he stuck with hockey. The bottom left, that's the percentage of my power, right? If I do another rep and go slower, okay, so see I'm 39% of my max power. 1178 is my max power. So you're always trying to train above 85% with athletes, right? So you're always knowing what the intensity is. So you're not just going by feel, you're going by fact. Rather than me going, oh, you win, let's go, you push him through. You have no feedback to know whether he's actually recovering. It's not going to benefit the athlete to continue through junk sets or garbage sets. Get him doing regenerative exercise, you know, something that's going to help him recover, not making him go through the workout, right? And that's just the reality, is that so many people will just continually push through, and it really doesn't benefit them. So.
You know, things happen so fast. Your body only reacts so fast. Things don't work right. We get what's called arm pump, and so basically what that is it's your arm will actually pump up on you and it won't release the blood. You can't hang on to your motorcycle. And when you're jumping 65 or 85 feet or 100 feet over a triple or a double jump, then you better make sure you can hang on to that thing. And so if you can't hang on properly and you can't get your body in the right position when you're coming over the face of it, it's an accident.
With his body weight to power ratio, that's a disadvantage for Justyn. That's why Justyn's got to work so hard to get his weight down. His body wants to sit at 218. To get him into the 190, you know, is going to be a lot of discipline. He's going to have to cut calories, he's going to have to work hard, and that makes the workouts that much more challenging. So in motocross, like that 140, 135 to 155 is kind of the sweet spot, right? So those guys have a lot better body weight to power ratio. 5, 4, 3, 2, okay, flies. 2. For him, it's going to be about getting his body weight down, getting him more mobile, more efficient. That's why we're doing so much mobility work, and it's all about his recovery, his ability to sustain intense exercise. Because motocross and snow biking is your heart rate goes up into the red zone and it stays there the whole time. It's like steady, heavy, hard workload the whole time. And then when you're fatigued, you have to have control over that motorcycle when you're fatigued. So many people don't understand motocross. They think you're sitting down, twisting the throttle. It's exactly the opposite. All that force is going through the balls of your feet, and your heart rate's jacked. If you ever jump rope, you know how quick your heart rate goes up? It's like that, but now you've got adrenaline, you've got, you know, all these other factors, and you're making decisions on a split second. And if you make a mistake, you're gonna get hurt. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. 8, 9, 10. Good. 5 seconds.
The man is in incredible physical condition today for a guy his age. He's probably as fit as any professional athlete that you'd find in any sport.
He gets up at like 4 in the morning to go work out most days, with my mom too, but like there's such a huge level of dedication. I think he'll qualify for the X Games for sure.
My expectations are that I don't feel that there should be an issue with qualifying. The chances are that I can win.
I don't even know what else to say. Thank you for everyone that was behind me and helping me out over the years. I said it was my last year. It ended a lot sooner than I wanted it to.